This is a video about why you should not buy food that isn't organic. What's wrong with food that's been fertilized with phosphorus? There's four things. First, let's look at why farmers use phosphorus in the first place. Phosphorus is used so that the plants will flower more and fruit more. They put phosphorus on there and they're going to get more avocados. Lots of them. That's why they do it. More avocados, more produce, more money for them. But there's a lot of problems with the phosphorus fertilizer. First one is that it comes from the phosphate mining industry. Mining's bad. Leaves a big open wound in the earth. A lot of times there's runoff from the mines too. There's byproducts from mining. One of them is the hydrogen fluoride that comes from that. And they get hydrofluorosilicic acid, which is then dumped into your water as a toxic byproduct from the phosphate mining industry. Okay, now maybe you think that's a good thing. Maybe you think that the public should be medicated at an uncontrolled dose and that your shredded wheat should be containing approximately 12 parts per million fluoride, but I don't. I think that you should have the choice of whether or not you want to medicate yourself with the toxic non-nutrient. It's not a nutrient. Fluoride. Okay, so there's one reason was the mines. The other reason is the toxic byproduct. Third reason is that a lot of times it introduces cadmium into the soil. That's bad for a couple of reasons. So one of them is that cadmium, you'll see in the periodic table of the elements, it's in the same column as zinc, Cd, cadmium, zinc, Zn. Cadmium displaces zinc in biological systems. Okay, so that means if there's cadmium in the soil, that food is not going to have as much zinc. That's bad. It also means that you're going to get some of that cadmium because it's now displaced zinc. That's bad for you because first of all you have less zinc and you have less cadmium and you have some cadmium. And that's also worse because the cadmium causes damage that is potentially preventable by metallothioneins and glutathione. Incidentally, both of those things, metallothioneins and glutathione, require zinc. That's why zinc is good for your immune system. Zinc's good for your immune system. You've heard this before. Take zinc when you have a cold. Right. It's good for your immune system because it boosts your metallothioneins and your glutathione. It's a part of your body's defense system. And so cadmium is attacking your body. And so you need to defend against that. It's attacking your liver. It's attacking your kidneys. And metallothioneins and glutathione pool zinc. And they share zinc, what limited amount of zinc there is. And they also share cysteine so that they can fight against that. The other reason why phosphorus fertilizer is bad is that it runs off. When it rains, it runs off into the water. That's bad because that contaminates the water with algae blooms. Cyanobacteria, which are these blue-green algae, they're photosynthesizing microorganisms. They take sunlight in. They produce, some of them produce a toxin. Microcystis aeruginosa produces microcystin toxin. This is bad. If you eat it, you're going to get sick or die. It actually kills the sea otters which are eating those mollusks which are in the water that has gotten algae blooms from the agricultural runoff. Incidentally, some of the herbicides, these, particularly glyphosate, have some phosphorus in them. And the cyanobacteria actually thrive in that. So the glyphosate messes up the microbiology in the fresh water, but then it doesn't kill everything. It just kind of alters it so that the bad stuff gets to survive and thrive, and then the good bacteria that keeps everything in balance dies off. So it skews everything, just like your gut microbiota can get screwed up too. So it's like a little microcosm. Inside of you, you've got your microbiology, but then there's this whole ecosystem too. That's the whole freshwater system. So if you're eating food that's been grown in phosphorus on a big farm and there's agricultural runoff, you're helping to contribute to algae blooms and potentially to the deaths of sea otters. So I know you love sea otters. If you're watching this movie, you know you're probably an animal lover and you like nature too. So you don't want to do that. So think of the sea otters next time you reach for those avocados. So let's recap on that. 4 different reasons. Number 1 was the open mine pits, bad. Number 2, toxic waste byproducts, hydrogen fluoride converted to hydrofluorosilicic acid, dumped into the water, ostensibly to give you strong teeth, mass medicating the public at an uncontrolled dose, fluoride. Number 3, cadmium in the soil, displacing the zinc, meaning lower zinc in your food, more cadmium in your food, and more cadmium in you. Okay, not all foods contain cadmium. Some do, or zinc and cadmium. So, but, soybeans or some other foods do contain zinc. You can just look them up. There's plenty of websites. You can, like nutritiondata.self.com is one. You can look up and see which foods contain zinc. And the final reason is that the sea otters, okay? So sea otter deaths from Microcystis aeruginosa and big algae blooms. One more reason to eat organic. So when they say, hey, they just put a little phosphorus on there, it's not really bad for the environment. You can say, yeah, maybe it's not that bad for the environment, but there's a couple of other things that I've heard about phosphorus and the phosphate mining industry and fluoride and algae blooms from agricultural runoff, and I think I'd rather get organic because I'm going to vote with my dollars because that's the only way to make a difference. You're not going to vote for, what do you think, politicians are going to do anything? Ha! Good luck with that. So don't go hoping, putting your money on a Democrat or Republican, because the whole political system, if you want to get anything done, you just vote with your dollar and you vote with your conscience, and you know what you're doing, and you share this knowledge and you share this information, but just don't say it verbatim. I want you to go and look up those 4 reasons. Open mine pits from the phosphate mining industry, hydrogen fluoride leading to hydrofluorosilicic acid, which is then dumped into the water. Cadmium in the soil from phosphorus fertilizer, displacing zinc. Zinc, which is then used for metallothioneins and glutathione. And algae blooms, which create microcystin toxin, which then contaminate the shellfish, which the sea otters eat, potentially humans eat them, and has been linked to the deaths of sea otters. One more reason to buy organic. And thanks for watching, and I hope this was very informative to you and that you look up all of these references and do the research yourself. Because the only way you're going to make a difference in this world is to be educated yourself and not take my word for it. Don't know it because I told you. Know it because you know it's true, because you verified it.